It's decision time for Sir Jim Radcliffe. 25% stake in Manchester United. That sporting control is about to be announced. We've got people leaving the club like Richard Arnold. Murto also out the door. We're hearing Harrison too. We've got big decisions that need making. Who is going to come in to Manchester United in key roles? The director of football is one that we're convinced the Manchester United fan base that United are moving in a whole new different direction. A new structure, a new order at Manchester United. This is the United Vibe. Welcome to the video, everyone. Get your comments in below. Who should be Manchester United's new director of football, sporting director, whoever you want to call it? The CEO could be Jean-Claude Blanc. We're looking at Paul Mitchell. We're looking at Dougie Freedman. Them two are the top candidates right now. We're hearing that is what all the speculation is about with Manchester United behind the scenes right now. Who is the better fit for Manchester United? Are we looking at best in class in these two alone? We're hearing it is between Dougie Freedman and Paul Mitchell right now. So let's look at both of these candidates and let's see who fits the most. Now, you would have seen reports come out about Sir Alex Ferguson liking Dougie Freedman. He's an admirer of Dougie Freedman. What is the history between the two? Well, in 2011, Dougie Freedman beat Manchester United in the Carling Cup and knocked Sir Alex Ferguson's United team out. Is that the link? I don't know. He used to live close to him in Cheshire. Is that another link? Is it because he's another Scotsman? Let's not forget the last Scotsman that Sir Alex Ferguson put forward to take a role at Manchester United and how well that went. You need to back your manager. And the fans didn't. They seen through David Moyes. That was a big fail. In this key role at Manchester United, and this is a key role because this is the start of a new era. Manchester United have never had a sporting director of football. We've never had football people in positions that are the positions of people that are being outed, like Richard Arnold right now, Murto if he goes, and Harrison. The two top scouts have also gone. Obviously, we've seen the end of Matt Judd. We've seen the end of Ed Woodward. The decade of nightmares, which has been Manchester United, and how this club has been run, is over. A fresh start is with Sir Jim Radcliffe and how we are going to run. Yes, I'll reiterate, it is all ifs, buts, and maybes, and anything can happen yet, and this might not come off, but there is too much smoke. It is literally black smoke right now. There is a fire burning, and that is going to be the announcement that Sir Jim Radcliffe is going to have a big say on what happens with Manchester United and how it runs on the sporting side going forward. The director of football is one that United fans are not used to. We see Liverpool, we see Brighton, Manchester City, we see Newcastle, we see all of these clubs with this structure, with this sporting control of certain people, an ethos, a philosophy, a style of play, and everything revolves around them, not just the manager. Manchester United have given control of their football club and the transfers and the running of the team, the squad to the managers over the last 10 years. It's like they've just had free reign and they've just gone absolutely crazy in the transfer market. We've seen it under Van Gaal. We've seen it under Mourinho. And then when the club realises that they've spent too much, the managers fall out and you get people like Mourinho and Van Gaal calling Manchester United a big club on paper. But realistically, behind the scenes, they are just playing at it. They are not a big club in how they structure. They don't go for big targets. They just make it look like we're a big club and then come up with a load of excuses. That is Manchester United of old. This has to be a full-on changeover right now. And it has to have people in place that are going to work for Manchester United on a football side. Because financially, yes, we are great. I did a live show yesterday where we talked about the Glazers and Sir Jim Radcliffe working together. Is it better that we have got someone helping the Glazers to run Manchester United better, more sporting, more angle on sporting rather than just the finances, the commercial side? Is it better to have someone else having a say when it just being the Glazers? It's not what we wanted. We wanted full ownership. We wanted the Glazers completely gone. But is it not better having someone else coming in and telling the Glazers, no, we can't do this? Someone more powerful. Yes, the Glazers will have more voting rights. The Glazers will still have more power with this new deal. They still hold more of Manchester United. But we know Sir Jim Radcliffe isn't going to come in and play around with Manchester United. He's looking to put people in position. And Arnold would not be leaving if the Glazers had all of this power. Arnold brings in, he's 16 years at the club. It's no surprise that the first words we've heard from Joe Glazer over the last year have been praising a man that's been at the club for 16 years, pretty much the whole time the Glazers were there. Why? Because he made them loads of money. The first words we hear from Joe Glazer in how long, like I said, are because he's letting go of a guy that has made him absolutely millions without spending a bean of his own money. So yes, this is how important he was to Joe Glazer. And if you think that Sir Jim Ratcliffe has got no power coming into Manchester United, you need to look at this and that decision of Arnold leaving and then realize, yeah, well, he has got that. Because if you're replacing Arnold with a Jean-Claude Blanc, renowned football CEO who's done time with Juventus, seen through the biggest changeover in PSG's history and all of that money and the expectation level there for a decade. He works alongside the sporting side of operations at Ineos right now and what they do, then you're getting someone in a different class altogether. Better than Arnold, best in class, you can argue, but definitely moving in the right direction. The next one we're looking at is obviously the director of football. You've got Dougie Freedman. You've got Paul Mitchell. Paul Mitchell's record stands up with anyone's. I mean, he started out at MK Dons, went from youth scouting to scouting. You can just think of an obvious name there that came through with Mitchell, which was the likes of Dele Alli, brought out from nowhere. This is the sort of thing, dealing with the youth setup. This is what's important within a director of football. It's not just about the scouting side of things and what he brings into the football club. It's about the youth and the development of the youth system as well. Bringing in youth players from abroad into our youth system as well. Nurturing that side of things and creating our own players. That's what he then did when he moved on. From MK Dons, he went to Southampton. There's numerous players we can talk about. Obviously, Van Dijk that he brought in from Celtic. You can give him praise for that if you want. I thought that was an obvious one personally, but he was involved in that, the development of Pochettino, and we've seen what levels he's gone to now, working alongside him and developing him. You go into Spurs then, and that side of it with Pochettino, players like Son that he brought through, and then moving across to the development side of the RB Leipzig and the Red Bull franchise. From Salzburg to Leipzig, he's done numerous roles in all of these, but you only have to look at the players that came through and were in RB Leipzig, for instance, while he was there. The likes of Upamecano, Werner, Sabitzer when he first came through. And look at where these players are now. Look where they're playing. They're top level. This is what he was in charge of, finding and developing this youth system, this youth setup. So if you look through the history of Mitchell, in terms of senior scouting roles, there probably are not many. He has got more of a history within the youth scouting system and developing talent more than just finding it and bringing it in. Yes, he finds players. He's brought in plenty of great players like we've just mentioned there. On the other hand, you've got Dougie Freedman. New in the role, you would say. Like I said, still fresh-faced, young. Is that the way United should be moving forward? Should we be looking at what he's done at Crystal Palace? Yes, the expectation level of Crystal Palace isn't high, but what that does do, it puts an emphasis on bringing younger players through, finding that talent. You only have to look at Elise, Eze, Gehi, now making first-team England debuts and a regular spot in the England squad. Elise, I mean, Eze, you only have to look at that and what he's found. Is that the type of man? And you would say, well, this is United. This is a different level. But to be honest, if you gave him the tools and you just said concentrate on that side of things, would he not do a job for United as well? Would he not be the man to find that and uncover that talent? Which way do we go? This is a massive, massive decision. We all know that it's between these two right now. Unless a complete swerve ball comes through. I mean, guys, you might want to comment below and let me know who you think we should be looking at in this director of football. Is Dougie Freedman too low down the pecking order? Paul Mitchell, well-renowned, spent a lot of time at Monaco as well, has left that role now. It's an easy appointment. He can come straight into Manchester United and be ready to go. One thing we do need to remember in all of this, though, there is zero quick fix in any of these appointments and anything that is going on at Manchester United and this change up right now. We have to be patient as a fan base and just take any change as a good, positive change right now. I mean, like I said at the start of this video, people wanted the Glazers out, including me, completely. If it takes longer, then so be it. As long as we know the process is in place and Manchester United are running like a proper football club again, that is a good start for us. let's move forward on this. But guys, this video is all about that director of football. Who is the man? Do you rate either Mitchell or Dougie Freedman? Are they good enough for you? Let me know what you think. That's what this one's about. I want to know your comments. I want to know your feelings. Make sure you give the video a like. Make sure you share the video as well, people. Get as many involved in the chat as possible. This is big for United. This is the next big step right now. Guys, cheers for tuning in. This is it. It's 1 week of international break over near enough. And yes, it's England tonight. Oh, God. But if you like this video, do give it a like. Subscribe to the channel if you're watching for the first time. I'll be seeing you over the weekend. We've got plenty coming up. And don't forget, tune over to Top of the League as well. I've just done loads of content there. And yes, we've got loads of different topics. So do implement Manchester United as well. Everton, next fixture, 10-point deduction. Wow. I'll see you in the next one, everyone. Laters.